Video game collecting. Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, this is going to be a VR video to Rodgy Retro, okay? He did a great video, always does great videos. He did a video on video game collecting, okay, where he talks about his I got my notes here, okay guys, I got my notes, that's why I got my glasses on as well, okay. Update on the glasses. Oh my god, I can't see. Oh my god, my life has forever been changed for the better, okay. Yeah, so Rodgy did a video talking about his experiences game collecting and gives advice. Talks about where he got scammed intentionally or unintentionally scammed. Go check out this video, okay guys, very good, thought-provoking video. The other thing as well I've noticed with Rodgy, he normally, or used to start his videos with all high energy, oi oi, now it's more oi oi, okay. So yeah, I like in his style. I always enjoy his videos. Shout out Rodgy Retro, okay. Yeah, very good video as well. Oh, the other thing I noticed as well, I think Rodgy's got the world's biggest drinks bottle. I was laughing. Normally he's got a can of Monster or something like that. I just found it funny. He was having a drink from his bottle and it just seemed to get bigger and bigger. Anyway, watch the video, see what you guys think, okay. Yeah, very good, thought-provoking video, okay. And he asked some questions in the video and he said, do a VR if you like. So this is my VR because I like, okay. So the questions were, what to collect, why, how long have you been collecting for, can you see yourself collecting in another decade or so, what's good about collecting, and what's bad about collecting, okay? So here's my answers to the above questions, okay? So what do I collect? So the short answer is games I want to play. I'm not, so of games I've got, then so from Master System up to PlayStation 5, okay? So you can see briefly in the background some of my collection, okay? But yeah, in the short answer is like games I want to play, not necessarily play as soon as I get them, but I'll get through all these games, okay? I'm not a full set collector. I toyed with the idea of doing or becoming a full set collector. I was going to do like a subset. I was going to get for the Xbox, the only on Xbox games. I was going to collect all only on Xbox games. Then I thought, am I going to play all of these games? And I thought, no. So I scrapped that. And the other one I would like to, if I could have one full set, it would be for the Sega Master System, okay? But again, for the Sega Master System, I love collecting for the Sega Master System. Outstanding time in my childhood. It's full of nostalgia, that console is, okay? But the prices on some of the games, I can't justify it. And I'm like, the most expensive game off the top of my head I'd consider buying for the Sega Master System is Golden Axe Warrior. That's around about the £85-90. I'm not sure if it's got a manual or not. But more importantly, it's a game I would play and I want to play it. That's the main reason. It's the first thing I look at when I'm looking for a game. Am I going to play it? If the answer is yes, I'm probably going to buy it. If the answer is probably not, I'm probably not going to buy it. Okay, so that's what I collect. Next question is why. And the question after that was, how long have I been collecting? Okay, so these two, the answers to these two are kind of the same thing. Okay, so how long have I been collecting games for? I'd say since 2000, late 2019. So I haven't been collecting for the longest time. I've always, or most of my life, I've been a gamer. But like from the 2012 to 2017, 2018, I was so career focused. I would, wherever my job, I was the guy that would relocate at the drop of a hat. Oh, right, we need you to move to Newcastle. Okay, I'm on my way. I need you to relocate to Carlisle. Okay, I'm on my way. So I had to like live light. Do you know what I mean? So I couldn't be lugging around collections of games. So I'd have one console, it'd be current gen, so PS4, PS3, or whatever it was at the time. And I'd have about 5 games in my collection. And like say, I'd finish a game, trade it in, get another game. I'd be gaming pretty much 7 nights a week after work or before work. But I keep my collection very small, okay? So that's why I wasn't a collector. But how long? So in 2019, something happened in 2019. And this goes into the why as well, okay? So I stopped drinking. I haven't been diagnosed as an alcoholic. I don't think I'm an alcoholic, but I had an alcohol problem. I know that's a fact, okay? Where I used to spend, the most money I used to spend on alcohol was when I was living in London. There was a Sainsbury's I used to walk past from the train station in Earl's Court to get to my flat in Kensington. I used to walk past either the off licence or Sainsbury's, and I'd always buy a litre of Malibu, and I'd drink that every single day. And a litre of Malibu, I don't know how much it is now, it was always £20, okay? And that was every single night of the week, okay? If I had work, if I didn't, I was like a functioning almost alcoholic, if I was an alcoholic, so I was working a lot, okay? So that's about £140 every single week, you know, every week of the year. Oh, it's terrible for your health, okay? But when I stopped drinking, that's when I started, not so much now, but I used to reward myself and think, right, I've gone 2 weeks without drinking, so I've got, say, £200 plus to spend on video games, collecting retro games, new games, or anything, new console, you know. So that's how I used to reward myself. And it was like, right, I'm going to buy a Sega Saturn, okay? I want to get into the Sega Saturn collecting. Right, if I can go 4 weeks, 5 weeks without touching alcohol, and that alcohol budget goes towards gaming, okay, then I could justify it. And that's how I stopped drinking, okay? It wasn't, I didn't want to make a big deal. I haven't got an actual date. I know the last time I was drunk was in my father's funeral, so I'm allowed to be drunk at my father's funeral. But that's not there was a couple of times where I'd have a drink, but I wasn't drunk. I wasn't hungover the next day, you know. So that's how I started. I was getting rid of one hobby, going into another hobby, okay? And as you know, with alcohol, you've got nothing to show for it other than a sore head the next morning. But with gaming, if I needed money or something like that, I got something that I can sell. I got something physical I can hold, I can touch, I can enjoy, but I can sell it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a waste of money, okay? So why do I get into collecting? It was a swapping of hobbies, basically, okay? And when about late 2019, okay? Can you see yourself collecting in another decade or so? Yes, I can, okay? But I think it'll slow down. Back in 2019, 2020, I remember going out, it was cheaper back then as well, but I remember going to CX, spending 30, 40, 50 pound and coming out with stacks of games, okay? But because I didn't have a collection, it was great. It was like, oh, I'll play that, I'll play that. I'm talking like the Battlefields, 50 pence. The old Call of Duties, they were 50 pence back in the day, you know? So I was mopping up all these amazing games for dirt cheap, absolute bargain prices, okay? So obviously now I got all the cheap games, or what was the cheap games. So there's going to be a limit, because like now when I go out game hunting, I find like the last time I went game hunting, I think I found, or I bought more movies than games, because I've got over 1,000. I'm not the biggest collector. Again, I'm buying games, collecting games for games I fully intend to play. Okay, there's no shelf fillers or anything like that here. Okay. So yes, I can see myself collecting, but it will be more modern. But I'm always finding new games. Like, for example, did you know for the PlayStation 2, there's an Akira game that came out on the PlayStation 2. It's a pinball game. It got delivered this morning, actually. So I haven't played it yet. I'm thinking it looks really, really, really good. I'm the world's biggest Akira fan. But like, I might go down the genre of pinball games. Do you know what I mean? Like Kiss Pinball on the PlayStation. What a good fun afternoon that is, you know? So yeah, I can see myself. Horror games, that's another one. I've a genre. I'm kind of late to the party, but I'm looking expensive. I'm looking at going down collecting those games as well. So yes, I will be collecting in a decade or so, but I think it will be different. It'll be very different to what it is now, or certainly what it was 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, what's good about collecting? It's my hobby. It's how I socialise. So I've had to swap socialising with my friends, going to the pub. I don't like going to the pub. My friends go without me. It used to be our thing. We used to go to the pub regularly. The local we used to go to, I don't live there anymore, but was round the corner from my house. It was less than 5 minutes walk away. So it was pub, and I could, 10 minutes I can be sitting in the pub ordering my pint, do you know what I mean? So my mates do that without me. That's not my scene anymore. So how I get my socialising fix is, my friends also got the same hobby. We like to go game hunting, okay? So we've got our towns that we like to visit. We haven't been to, for example, Carmarthen for a couple of months. So let's go check out what's going on down there. Or we haven't been to Swansea for a couple of months. Let's go see what's going on there, kind of thing. Or we have a catch up if we're in the car, on the train, or while we're walking around, we have a chat and shoot the shit, kind of thing, you know. So it's how I socialise, okay? It does focus my mind as well. I've been going through quite a bit the last month or so, okay? It's a nice way to relax. So I'm murdered for it. I'm always checking eBay, CX, prices, having a look. Has something gone up in price? Something gone down in price? It's just something I enjoy doing. As a non-gamer, you might think that's very strange, looking at the same websites every single day, but the prices change sometimes. Well, they change weekly, don't they? Some go up or sometimes come down, you know. And the other thing I think's good about game collecting is the thrill of the hunt. So, for example, let's say Mortal Kombat 4 on the N64. I've wanted that game since I decided I want to collect video games. Mortal Kombat 4 specifically on the N64. I've seen it loads of times loose cart for £22. I think that's what it's currently going for in CEX. But I wanted a nice, not as mint as I ended up getting. I think you might be able to just see it on the top shelf there somewhere. I wanted a nice manual and a nice half decent box, okay? So I played the waiting game. So about 4.5, 5 years later, I found it, and it was in one of my closest retro gaming shops to where I live, and that feeling, the endorphins, I suppose. I don't know if I'm going over the top, but it's such a nice feeling of holding it and finding it for a good price. I mean, I was like, yes, I've waited for this. I had it at a very good, very reasonable price. I could easily sell that on eBay for a lot more than what I paid for it. But I'm not a buyer. I don't buy to sell. I buy just for my collection, you know. So yeah, the thrill of the hunt is what I find good about collecting. What's bad about collecting? Not a lot. A lot of people would say price. I kind of agree with that. The price of some of the games is insane, but I only pay what I think a game is worth. I don't know what the most I've ever paid for a standard game. Yes, I get carried away recently with collector's editions for some games. I don't regret it at all, okay? But the price, resellers, I suppose, which is the same thing, they're inflating the price of it. I like that a lot of people don't like the competition that's out there. How do I explain it properly? So there's a lot of game collecting has never been this popular as it. So when we went to my first ever gaming market in Cardiff last year, it was so busy, and you think, oh my god. Bit of me thinks, because of my anxiety, I wish there was no one else here. But I enjoy it. The more people enjoy the same hobbies and interests as me, the better. So I don't see the competition there as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing, if that makes sense. More people are enjoying which used to be quite a niche, weird kind of hobby, isn't it? So yeah, I don't see that as a bad thing. But the price, I've always only ever pay what I think a game is worth. Okay, so that answers my the questions Roger Retro asked in his video. Okay, so it'll either be in the description, Roger Retro channel. Go check it out. Much better video than I've just made. Yeah, go check his channel out. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Please consider subscribing. Make an old man happy. Love you. Goodbye.